It was not a good night for the Brooklyn Nets as they fell 111-87 to the Atlanta Hawks here at the Barclays Center in Game 6 of their first-round playoff series. They end up losing the series 4-2. I'm Dexter Henry for Nets Daily, joined by the great writer Tom Lorenzo for Nets Daily as well. And Tom, this was a game that was pretty competitive. It was 6 points at halftime, but in the third quarter, it all went wrong for the Nets.
Yeah, third quarter, the Achilles heel for the Brooklyn Nets. We've seen it over the past few seasons where they come out at halftime flat. We saw it again here tonight. The Hawks went on a great run there. You had halfway through the third quarter, that lead ballooned up to 18 points, and you could just feel that the game was over. Body leg was just poor for the Nets. Score was just kind of out of hand, and you could just tell that we were in for an early night.
Yeah, it was an early night. In fact, things were so bad, PA announcer David Diamante didn't even do his usual Brooklyn stand-up call at the beginning of the fourth quarter. There pretty much wasn't much to stand up for. However, Nets season is over. The players talked about how, this was a team that came together over time during the season. The Nets probably played their best basketball towards the end of the second half and entered the playoffs. They won 2 games here in a round where most people thought they would get swept. So that was a positive there. However, let's hear what the Nets head coach Lionel Hollins and the players had to say after this Game 6 loss.
Where we started back in September, the uncertainty, new coach, trying to blend it all together, then injuries and up and downs. I'm thankful for the players and what they gave, and proud of how they stuck with it and stayed with it, and we were able to secure a playoff spot.
We had a good matchup. We never thought that we was going to get swept, even though we didn't have any success, against Atlanta during the regular season. But during the playoffs, you get to game plan, each and every player and know what they like and what they dislike. So, we was able to kind of.
It's tough to talk right after the game about the season. We have many problems during the season, many injured players. It was tough for us to get in the playoff, but we get in. We have a great series till this game, and there's not much to say.
It seemed to take a bit longer than all of us would have liked, but that's basketball for you. Like I said, man, I'm still proud of my guys. We fought tooth and nail, and but still was able to get ourselves in postseason contention. It's gonna be a long summer, and then hopefully next year we come back and have the same folks fighting for that same goal we had at the beginning of the season.
Well, you heard from the Nets players, and Tom, now it's the offseason, and there are a ton of questions surrounding the Nets. What will they do? So let's look at some of the players here. Brook Lopez has a player option. He can opt out of his contract, especially with the new NBA TV deal looming, so that's something to keep an eye on. Will the Nets trade the struggling D. Will? He hasn't been much of a factor. Played well in Game 4. We saw that. Alan Anderson is a free agent. Yeah. Thaddeus Young has a team option, which I'm pretty sure they will pick up. So where do the Nets go from here? Is this the last we've seen of the core of Brook, Joe Johnson, and D. Will? Is it the last that we've seen of these guys? What do you think happens this offseason for the Nets?
I mean, I think if it's up to them, up to Billy King, it is the last we've seen of the core 3. I think that the key player there is Darren Williams. Had this series ended after Darren Williams scored 35 points, probably could have made an easier case to trade him this offseason. But still, that contract is huge. He really didn't show up in this series aside from that one game. So I think they'd love to see if they can move him. I'm just not sure what team's going to take an option on him. As for Brook Lopez, It'll be interesting. I mean, he does have that player option. But he does have the ability to opt out and look for guaranteed money. As we know, with his foot injuries, he might want to look to get that long-term deal. I'm sure there will be a couple teams out there looking to sign him. But like you said, with that TV option, that TV contract looming, he could opt in and then take a free agency the following summer and see the cap rise and get more money. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. But it sounds like he's going to weigh his options this summer and see where he goes. It's going to be an important decision for him and for the team.
Absolutely. Brook did not have a comment on his status as a free agent after the game, but it'll be interesting to see what the Nets do this offseason. Please tweet at us. Let us know what you think the Nets should do this offseason. We've heard a lot of comments from fans already on Twitter, but the Nets did, as we say, they showed some promise this year towards the end. They fought hard in the playoffs. I think there's some things fans can feel positive about Tom here. But another season ends with us here at the Barclays Center after a 111-87 loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Like to thank everybody that helped out this year at Nets Daily, from Tom to Anthony, the great net income, as all of you guys know. So we'd just like to thank everybody who's done a great job at Nets Daily. Had fun as usual covering the Nets.
Absolutely.
Doing videos with you, Tom. Well, that's it. That's a wrap from the Barclays Center for the last time this season. We'll have tons of updates for you guys in the offseason on netsdaily.com. For Tom Lorenzo, I'm Dexter Henry for netsdaily.com.